viewers of the Legal Stamp. How are you there? How are you doing today? Oh yes, this is the time we've been waiting for in our country. Today it's a very special day, 23rd September 2025 in Uganda. You see, God teaches in the book of Daniel chapter 2 verse 21 that God changes times and seasons. He removes kings and sets up kings. We see that all leaders, all the top leaders in the country are always elected by God, can be chosen by God through people casting their votes, and be changed by God through using people. That's what they call the human government. So today in our country, we have nominations of the presidential candidates. Remember, under Article 98 of the Constitution of the Constitution of Uganda 1995, we find that there is a provision of the president to be the head of the state, the head of the government of Uganda. And also we see in the law, we find that the president shall always be elected by the people, by the citizens of Uganda. And also we also see that under Article 105 of the Constitution 1995, we find that there is a tenure of office of the president. There is a term a president must serve, and that term, the moment it lapses or expires, that president will no longer be the president. So that's why it gives a birth to elections. And we see that a person elected as a president under the constitution shall, subject to clause 3 of the article, hold office for a term of 5 years. So we find that the tenure or the time a president is going to serve a country, his term or her term will be 5 consecutive years. We find that our elections here in Uganda, our last elections they were in 2021. You count from then, now almost 5 years. So that's why the term has ended. Now Uganda is going into elections of another president. So many people are waiting for this, because the Bible teaches that when a nation is ruled by a wicked king, then the people are going to perish. People are going to suffer. People are going to suffer. In the book of Proverbs chapter 29 verse 2, the Bible says that when the righteous increase, the people rejoice, but when the wicked rule or ruleth, the people groan, people suffer. So we are looking and praying indeed, like Apostle Paul in the book of 1 Timothy chapter 2 verse 1, whereby the Bible says that we should pray for our kings. We should pray for those in higher authority, so that the country can have peace, that Christians or people who fear God can rule a peaceable environment. Also in this year 2025, today we are having aspirants, people who are aspiring to be the president of this country. There is quite a number. So now today I am going to enlighten you on the guidelines for nominations. You could be there and saying, but I would have participated too. But why can't I go and participate too in these elections? Why can't I participate in these elections? I feel I can lift this country. I feel maybe somehow my people believe in me, or maybe I feel I'm an able man. I can lead this country. But there are prerequisites that the law puts. Actually, this was a press statement on the final preparations for nominations of candidates for presidential elections in 2026, produced by Chairperson of Electoral Commission, Abyabakama, which was released on 20th September 2025. We find that these nominations are happening today. The Electoral Commission appointed 23rd and 24th September, that is Tuesday and Wednesday respectively, 2025, as the dates for nomination of candidates for presidential elections for 2026. So, and the venue of these nominations is going to be in Wakiso district at the Electoral Commission head offices on that ground, Lubawa Kigo Lueza Road in Machinde Savagabo municipality in Wakiso, and the exercise started long time ago at 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. on both days. So it's going to happen even today and tomorrow. It's going to be 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. So if you have been convinced by your presidential candidate that I'm going to contest, and you've been there praying for him, praying for her, and now they are there being screened. But these are the requirements that you can know what the Electoral Commission, remember the Electoral Commission has a mandate under the Constitution. We find that to conduct every election, and the Constitution provides for the same. Let me see if I can find that article in our Constitution of the 1995. Yes, we find that Electoral Commission has a mandate to conduct all the elections in our country. Which article is that? Yes, the Electoral Commission is provided for under Article, oh yes, under Article 60 of the 1995 Constitution. The Electoral Commission has a mandate to conduct all the elections in Uganda. Exactly. So these are the requirements. Number one, a person aspiring for nomination as a presidential candidate shall be a citizen of Uganda by birth. So you should be born, you should be a citizen of this country by birth, not your citizenship, or you came from some certain country, or a refugee or somebody. Not that they discriminate you, no. This is how the country is run, and you have to elect someone who is really knowledgeable of our country, who is a citizen by birth, and also a registered voter of 18 years and above. Should be registered and of sound age, physically mature, mentally mature at least, and also he or she shall submit certified copies of education qualifications confirming that he or she obtained a minimum form of education equivalent to A level, or you should be having a level certificate or its equivalent. So, and also the aspirant's nomination shall be supported by not less than 100 persons who are registered voters also. That means people who are going to nominate you, people who are going to second you, they should not be less than 100 persons. And also they get signatures from there. And also they say that from not less than 98 districts. You cannot say that for me, it's only the people of Chenjejo district, Fort Portal municipality of Kabarole, or you could say for me from Nakapiripiriti or Nebi, or that only my district in Nebi believes in me, or my district of Chenjejo believes in me. No. All you need to convince at least 98 districts. Hey, those are 2/3 of all the districts in Uganda. So all the aspiring candidates, they are the ones who will tell you, and also you're going to see in the news on different TVs and forums, they are going to have met. They will have met all those requirements. And also another thing, there has to be some documents for them to fill. Nomination papers, a triplicate, it has to be in 3 copies. Declaration by candidates, so there has to be consent. That means you as a candidate, when you're filling that form, there is a provision that you consented to contest as a presidential candidate. Also, you have that proof of minimum formal education of A level or its equivalence should not be forgotten. And also the Electoral Commission is going to demand proof of registration as a registered voter for that candidate or by that candidate. So that one is very important. And also 3 recent postcard size photographs of the proposed candidates. So they have to be recent. Let's say that for me, I took in 2022. I think that one will work. Or in 2021, those photographs I took, those ones are enough. No, you need recent ones. Yes, that they can ascertain your face, they can ascertain you, that you are really that a person who is contesting. Then you also have to pay some money, and this money you're going to pay, these fees are non-refundable. You have to pay 20 million Ugandan shillings only. And if another thing that if you have a party already, a political party. Remember, we are living in a multi-party dispensation in Uganda. Very many parties confront their flag bearers, their candidates as presidential candidate aspirants. But if you are there, you don't need to have a symbol, because your symbol is on judicial notice, is already known. However, if you are coming as an independent, you don't have a political party, then there you have to select a symbol. So those symbols are only for independent aspirants only. And also the Electoral Commission went ahead to say that aspirants are urged to bring along a proposed campaign schedule with the starting date of 29 September 2025 to facilitate smooth harmonization after the nomination exercise. So there you see that campaigns are going to commence to kick off officially on 29th September. That is next week on Monday. Next week on Monday. So therefore, that means if you are going to be nominated, you have to come with a draft nomination schedule. And also there are some restrictions that the Electoral Commission emphasized, that the nomination venue shall be accessed by only persons who have been invited and accredited to participate in or observe the exercise. You cannot bring anyone kama kawaida. You cannot bring any person. Therefore, that's why you're also going to find that those people are limited to only 20 persons, including the aspirant himself or herself. You cannot exceed 20 people at that venue that is happening in Wakiso as we speak right now. The particulars of persons accompanying the aspirant shall be submitted to the commission, Electoral Commission, in advance. So an aspiring candidate will use only 2 vehicles for purposes of his or her nomination. So your presidential candidate whom you believe in must access that venue where they're going to nominate him with only 2 cars, 2 vehicles, not 3, not 5, such that there should not be congestion in one way or the other. And each vehicle shall not carry more than 10 persons, the driver inclusive. So, and also each vehicle shall bear a police sticker. So those are stringent restrictions you should know that your candidate is going to go through. I told you this is a spiritual exercise that happens because in Romans chapter 13, the Bible says that leadership comes from God, that all authority comes from above. So this is something that God is aware of, something that God has blessed. And amongst all the nominees, never mind, and mind you, God has already chosen the leader who is going to lead our country, Uganda, by 2026. So right now you're also seeing that the Electoral Commission strongly warns aspirants from mobilizing supporters to accompany them to and from the nomination venue, as the processions are not permitted during these exercises. So those rallies, you cannot have them that you say, for me, I have you tell your whole village, you tell your district that you come and accompany me to the nomination venue. No, they will not allow them to reach because campaigns are on 29th. So if your candidate really breaks that restriction, that law, don't worry and don't get surprised if they are stopped or they can even be disqualified from nominations, or even they can be arrested. Then you say, these people, they don't give us freedom, the government is bad, the government is oppressive. No, just comply with these guidelines. And if, by the way, let me tell you, if your presidential candidate cannot comply with these simple guidelines, how sure he is going to defend the constitution when he is elected? That's why God is very careful on whom he elects to become the president, because God, he is a God of truth and righteousness. He doesn't deal with rebels and he doesn't deal with people who are going to misbehave. So that's a stringent restriction. So, and also for avoidance of doubt, the incumbent president, who is also an aspirant president, His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, shall also use the same facilities as ordinarily attached in this press statement. He will also be restricted to that. And also the Uganda police has published the arrangements for traffic laws along the routes leading from the Electoral Commission nomination grounds at Lubowa Kigo and the vicinity as the attached a traffic guidelines. So you can go on internet and look for those traffic guidelines. So the police is also very, very coached and ready to have the smooth running of this exercise. And also, upon successful nomination, candidates who wish to meet with their supporters to launch their manifestos are advised to organize and conduct such meetings in full compliance with traffic regulations and laws governing public assemblies. So you're going to find that immediately after you are nominated, you may want to rally your people somewhere. You tell them your manifesto, maybe at your offices of that political party. Yes, that one is not prohibited, but you have to notify the authorities so that there should not be a commotion or anything that would conflict with the public safety and peace. Also, the Electoral Commission, in this report, they went ahead to state that it has designed a program that will facilitate swift conduct of nomination exercises, given that the bulk of nomination documents have been verified in advance. Yes, there will be a bulk, and they are ready. Electoral Commission, headed by Byabakama, is very, very ready to handle this exercise. They have ate, they have drunk, they are well in good healthy to make sure that your candidates are well screened and nominated well. They also concluded by saying that the Electoral Commission calls upon all aspirants, their agents and supporters to follow the guidelines that have been issued for this nomination exercise. This will enable the Commission to conduct the exercise in orderly, peaceful, and a safe manner. So that is from Justice Byabakama Mugenyi Simon, chairperson of Electoral Commission. So today we were going through those guidelines, and as we speak right now, your candidate is being screened as we speak. Then the exercise is 23rd and 24th. Then now, next time, tomorrow, we are going to unpack the list of aspirants who have qualified, who've been nominated, so that you can know on the ballot paper how many people you're going to see there as presidential candidates of our country. And if you find that this video was helpful, kindly share so that your people may know, and they may not say that my candidate was not allowed to participate, but there would have been reasons that he never met those prerequisites, ramifications. Thank you for watching. See you tomorrow in our next video. And this is Elias at the Legal Stamp. Kindly like this video if you can, and if you are a new viewer, you can subscribe so that tomorrow you can be notified for another video concerning the lists of those who have gone through the nominees, your presidential candidates. Have a great day. I see you as you pray for our country to have smooth and better elections that are full of peace and not chaos and injustices. All right, stay blessed. Bye-bye.